Bloody Historical Switch, how may I direct your call? Private Adams, I know you have to do a line check every 30 minutes, but that doesn't mean you need to ask me out every time. No, I am not available. No, I am busy. No, I am not interested. Do I need to call your commanding officer? Don't cry. No, I'm hanging up. Oh, Inspector, I didn't see you there. It's good to see you, sir. I'm assuming you're here so we can go over our operations with you. Well, as you can tell, I've been operating the switchboard. The rest of the gals and a lot of the rest of our equipment have already moved up to the next, well, a real building. Kind of excited to be out of a tent. Well, anyway, here I've been working on the switchboard and making sure that the lines go through, and of course, as you just saw, doing a line check every 30 minutes for quite a few different stations. Well, I'm sure you want to know how that works. Let's say a gentleman wants to make a call. Here's one of our field phones, an E8, and what they'll do is they'll take it, and they ring in first. They're going to turn this, and when they do, if this was hooked up, which of course it's not, it would let me know on one of these advisory flags. We'll drop down, and it'll ring, which let me know that someone wants to make a phone call. Then I will switch this down, and I can answer the phone. Bloody Historical Switch, how may I direct your call? And let me know, well, I want to speak to the lieutenant over in Hobo's Switch. Well, not a problem, sir. Let me put you on hold. And then what I'll do is I'll look at our line diagram. Now, of course, the gals already took it, and that's up front at the moment, so I can't show you what that looks like, but I can describe it to you. It has many different little camps on it, or headquarters, or whatever you call it, with different switchboards and lines between them. So if I know I need to get over to this area, and I'm here, and there's lots of little lines between different switchboards, I'd have to call each switchboard, which then would call the next switchboard operator, and so on until we got to where we needed to go. So it's a little bit lengthy at times, but we certainly always get the call through. Now let's say they talked and had their conversation, and, well, actually before we even get to that point, I forgot to mention, I always listen in to about 5 to 10 seconds to make sure that the line is clear. Then, of course, I take myself out of the conversation and let them talk freely. Now once they are done talking, the problem is, this style of phone, you can't just hang up. So they'd have to call back and let me know that they're all done with the line. Or perhaps they wanted to call someone else. Or, worst case scenario, maybe their line went dead and they need to call back to let me know something went wrong. And that's, of course, when we can call in the construction battalion, whoever the local group is at the time, and make sure that they can check the wires to see if there's any problems. You never know what could go wrong. Oh,
Lieutenant?
Yes.
I was just coming back in to tell you that line 7's back up and running.
Oh,
at least for now.
It's giving me troubles all morning. Oh, I didn't know if you noticed the inspector's here.
Oh, sir.
He probably would love if you went over a little bit of what you do with the construction battalion.
Well, basically, we just keep the lines up and running so that, as the Signal Corps says, get that message through. So we've been laying, recovering, and rehabilitating wires for a while now.
How much wire do you think you've done so far, or at least the Signal Corps?
What, my crew? We're probably at 6,000 miles. That's half of it. That's a platoon though, man. So.
You know, it's still a lot though. So, how do you usually check a wire if something does happen?
Well, if you can't make the call, I'll get an impedance meter, which actually can measure the resistance in the wire. So, you got your line wire diagram handy?
No, the gals already took it.
Oh, darn. Because I was going to say, if you looked at line 7, it would have a little number that said how many miles long that wire was. We could set that impedance meter to measure that many miles, ring it, and if it came back and said the break's 5 miles away, well, then we can get into a truck and we can go down, check it, make sure that it's something simple like a tree branch fell on the wire. Or it's something hard like Lucky himself took his tank out for a ride and ripped out 3 miles worth of wire.
You say that as if you had that experience recently.
Well, ma'am, you can't really argue when General Patton takes his tank out, so I just fixed it.
That's true enough. Well, I certainly thank you for your work.
No problem, but I just wanted to let you know that line 7 is back in business.
Well, thank you. Well, without the Signal Corps, we certainly wouldn't get the message through, and, well, without communication, we have no chance of winning the war. Well, the other things we do here besides just the switchboard, of course, we also type up some messages, and we also have the telegraph here. So in case, they're in a situation where they can't give us a full phone call, we're all trained on different types of Morse code, so that way we can understand codes that come through. Oh, excuse me a second. Quality Historical Switch, how may I direct your call? Private Adams. What did I just tell you?